Welcome to US Tzu Chi 360. I'm Neil Sukkant. Today I'm reporting to you from Haiti, 3 years after the earthquake. First of all, before we start, let's go have a look back at the 3 years of the evolution since the earthquake.
Joe, he working there. This is a market.
And what's going on?
My best friend is dead inside. He's working.
His best friend Joe is working in there. This is a big market, but it's passed away through the earthquake.
那真的是看到的很多房子啦。
You can really see a lot of houses collapsed, and not only just one or two, but entire streets. Everything is wrecked. Many places are just deserted.
看到这个真的是满目疮痍，很多很多的废墟啊。1月12号地震发生的那一天，从那一天开始，连续
The earthquake happened January 12th, and from that day, an entire week passed, where someone had to sing songs. Just the sound.
你都会听到有人唱圣歌的声音。
Of course, praying for peace. But without that sound, there'd be cries from the wounded, those stuck under the wreckage, unable to come out. So the songs are sung for them, to pray for them to be saved. But I think most of them weren't saved.
没有受灾的人就会开始来唱圣歌，期待用这个圣歌的力量，让这些被压在底下的人能够陪他们走过最后这一段，或者是让他们能够祈求他们能够被救出来。但是我相信绝大多数的人都没有被救出来。
Keep the food. Number one.
The disaster was horrific, but hope still shined through.
Oh, your baby, huh? Bonsoir. How beautiful.
The Haitian people picked themselves up and bit by bit cleared up the wreckage, slowly pulling together their infrastructure and rebuilding. Even the collapsed presidential palace has finally been carted away. The trash that had frequently littered Haitian streets had been reclaimed as a resource to be sold on the world market, becoming not only a way to improve Haiti, but also a way to put food on the table.
She made 2,065 goods. It means $64 US money. It's big. For that money, maybe 1 week.
She's selling some.
Okay. It's good and she's
Even if there is still much improvement to be made in Port-au-Prince, the roads are clear enough for the people to continue traveling towards a better future.
As we've just seen, in 3 years, Haiti has known many changes, but yet there is still a lot to do in the reconstruction of the country. That's why I'm with the Secretary of State for External Cooperation, Mr. Robert Labrousse. Thank you so much, Mr. Secretary of State, for having us here.
I am the one who have to thank you for giving me this opportunity to be talking to you. And I take the opportunity also to thank Tzu Chi Foundation for everything they have done in Haiti. And especially one of the biggest achievements, I think, is the College Marianne that they have rebuilt after this earthquake.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure once again. And we are here and we have done many things. Tzu Chi has done many things, but they're still working and they will continue in the long term. For you, as the Secretary of State for External Cooperation, what are the main goals right now in Haiti?
The main goals in Haiti is to take advantage of the help that we receive everywhere from everybody from all the countries, but not just to take opportunity and use the help, but to become self-sufficient at a certain time. And this is the goal that we have, not to stay 10 years from now to still having all the countries helping you. We have to get out of the situation of begging and receiving help. We have to be in a position right now to help others also, because we have a lot of potential. But the potential here is locked. We have to free this potential. We have so many people to know. Haiti is too rich to be poor.
Too rich to be poor, and you also, before you were a Secretary of State, you had an enterprise, and you were also the Vice President of the Chamber of Commerce and Industry in Haiti. So you must know what exactly you have to do to relaunch exportation.
Yes, of course, and for that, what I'm trying to do especially is to change the way of doing things so we can go ahead in our development. And when we get to work with the government, we found out that with the new idea that the president has since he got into the power is to do things differently, to have results. The things go too slow in Haiti, and the traditional way of doing things doesn't fit this country. And we have many things that we can say about that. The donors, they just finally give you whatever they want to give you just because you don't ask them what you want. And finally, what they give you is not necessarily what you would like to have this country developed. So right now we have to tell them, okay, this is not good for me. We'd rather have this. And this is the only way we're going. But not to have this for the rest of our existence, but to have this until we get self-sufficient.
We just heard noise here because where we are right now, it's not the formal place, the real place for the government, right?
Exactly. The earthquake has destroyed everything, every government building, and right now it's very provisional. And for a moment, we have the whole government, the buildings are being built right now. And I hope that before the term of President Martelly, we will be moving into those buildings.
In 2011, when President Michel Martelly was elected, he said that he had two priorities. First one was education, and the other one was to relaunch the business here because Haiti needs to have incomes. So this is part of your job today as Secretary of State. Can you tell us a few words about exactly what you do day by day to relaunch this?
I have read a lot about Asia, and what I'm attracted by is what they call the Asian miracle. All the countries in Asia have managed to be right now top of the world position economically. And there are so many examples that we can follow in order to get out of this situation. In Asia also, I have learned something very, very interesting that I repeat every time. As in Haiti, we do things like traditionally have been done. I say that as with the Asian, I said, only dead fish go with the flow of the water. We have to get back and get results.
So here in Haiti, right after the earthquake, we saw the streets were really not clean at all, but we saw many improvements. For example, we saw recycling enterprises being created, some from out of the country, some from local entrepreneurs. So now the country is cleaner and we see many improvements. And what can you say about this? Do you think it's going to get better and better, and how long it's going to take?
I think that if we say right now that everything is clean, it's I don't think it's right to say that. We have to do a lot better. It is a little cleaner than before, but this is not what we finally want to have. We want a country like, you see, I knew Haiti differently. I knew a Haiti that was green, and one of the priorities of the president is also one E, okay, ecology, okay, energy also. And when we talk about ecology and energy, we can say that this trash that they pick up in the street can be transformed into electricity, also into power. And all this, we have to use everything we have here, even the trash, to get this country better. And I'm pretty sure that 3 years from now, before President Martelly goes, 3.5 years, you will see a lot of differences between what was before and what is here now. Okay, now we are making all kinds of efforts because there is this willpower that we have to do better, to do things work.
Well, thank you so much. And right now, as you mentioned Tzu Chi before, let's go have a look at what Tzu Chi has been doing for the past years, and especially right after the earthquake. So let's go see exactly what happened for the Tzu Chi volunteers here right after the earthquake.
It is 4:30 in the morning. The moon is out and the sun has yet to rise. But this has become a familiar sight for the Tzu Chi volunteers in Haiti. They are on their way to prepare for a food and supply distribution. On January 12, 2010, a large catastrophic 7.0 magnitude earthquake struck Haiti. Arriving shortly after, Tzu Chi volunteers provided supplies, food, and help to those affected by the disaster through a series of distributions. Tzu Chi brought aid to those most in need. They distributed to the people that lost their homes, family members, their lives. But the foundation did more than just give. They also actively sought out the groups of people that might have been overlooked. Many children were left orphaned by the earthquake, and on January 29th, just 10 days after arriving, Tzu Chi volunteers were able to hold their first Haitian earthquake distribution at the Pernier Orphanage. They brought 2 weeks of supplies and food to 173 staff members and children. In the following days and weeks, the Tzu Chi Foundation held distributions in locations which included churches, orphanages, factories, hospitals, and even the National Football Stadium. Although only 8 weeks had passed since arriving, by April 3rd, 2010, the Tzu Chi volunteers had been able to give away supplies and food to 174,613 people. It may look easy, but the relief supplies, tarps, and tents had to be shipped from Taiwan to the Dominican Republic and then driven over 200 miles to Haiti due to the damage suffered by the Haitian air and seaports. For many Haitians living in tent cities, the tarps and tents were especially crucial for the construction of temporary shelters. The long days and early wake-ups weren't easy for the hard-working volunteers, but as the food and supplies passed from their hands to those in need, their long furrows were replaced by smiles, as they knew that they were providing not only temporary relief, but also a ray of hope.
Tzu Chi has been doing many things right after the earthquake, but now, after disaster relief, they have to think about the long term. Mr. Secretary of State, you created a foundation here, and you know Tzu Chi. Your foundation, Pink and White, was created with President Michel Martelly. What can organizations do today, and what can the government do to complete the work with the organizations?
We always, with President Martelly, had this idea of a bright future for this country. That's why this foundation was created. But even at the time, we didn't have the liberty to do things that had to be done with this foundation. And right now, it's with President Martelly being president, we're going to go even further than that. Okay, and we haven't succeeded the dream has not been fulfilled yet, but it's going to be. Okay, because now we can go ahead freer, with a free mind to do things.
Many organizations that came right after the earthquake left already, and they didn't really think about long-term rebuilding efforts. They just were there at the beginning, but some stayed.
This is another problem that I'm very interested in. You're talking about the NGOs.
Yes.
The NGOs, we can say that we have approximately 560 NGOs registered here. And amongst those NGOs, we have only approximately 200 that are still, the other ones are here, but they always say that NGOs are no good because they don't do what they have to do. I think that we have to accompany the NGOs also, because there's a lack of accompaniment for the NGOs that put them in the situation of doing their own things. But as soon as you get them back with you and you have a program, a very specific program to give them, okay, like if you don't follow them, if you don't be with them, they can build you a hospital, for example, or a school on the top of Mont La Selle where there's no teacher or nothing. But if you have a plan to say, oh, you're working in the education system, let's go. We need this here with a definite plan. But we didn't have it yet. Now we're working on it, and I can guarantee you that in 3 months from now, we will have a congress of all the NGOs to tell them here is what we would like to have. Now, there is a law concerning the NGOs, the coordination of the NGOs, but it's a law that's outdated, and we're going to redo it and have them come here, not as enemies, but as friends, collaborators, and we're going to build the country together.
What you're mentioning is the fact that before, Haiti used to be called the Republic of the NGOs, but right now your goal, and Michel Martelly's, the president's goal, is to take over the work of the NGOs. How long this is going to take?
I can say that as fast as possible. The NGOs are people who are willing to work with us. We're going to take them and work with them. Now, what I always say in meetings is that I would like you, donors, to be coming here in 5 years, not as donors, but as visitors, as tourists, okay, to enjoy the result of what you did here.
And I think one of the results that they can see maybe in a couple of months is the Collège Marianne, because they are building it right now, and all 99% of the workers are from Haiti. And I think this is a great success to see that we are helping, but in the same time we're helping people to get jobs, because unemployment was really a big problem, and it's still a big problem.
I am in the process right now, because job creation is one of the E's of President Martelly, and one of the goals that we have is go into the rural communities and rebuild them, but not rebuild them, have them rebuild it, help them rebuild them. With, for example, we have to have a formation school, okay, professional schools, and I think that you are into that also. And we have to have a lot of professional schools in order to form. Before, when I was young, you needed a plumber, and you had a good plumber. You need a mason, you had a good one. You need an electrician. Right now, everybody improvises their work, trying to do things, and this has to change, because we have the capacity for changing things, and we will.
Well, let's turn to our next video and see how Tzu Chi volunteers have gone from immediate disaster relief to long-term rebuilding efforts and work together with Haitian people.
Once the 2010 earthquake hit, Tzu Chi volunteers quickly realized that they couldn't simply just provide short-term relief to the Haitian people. A longer-term solution was called for by the eyes of every malnourished child. One of the steps that Tzu Chi volunteers took was to create a moringa farm.
The leaves from this tree are so phenomenal that pound for pound, they have more vitamin A than carrots, more vitamin C than oranges, more calcium than milk, more iron than spinach, and so it goes on, more protein than yogurt, all of the essential amino acids, a whole lot of phytonutrients, antioxidants, and so forth.
Moringa is a superfood, a natural complete multivitamin that grows naturally and quickly in Haiti, except it is not often as natural as a food source. Tzu Chi Foundation has established 3 great love farms, the newest in Cité Soleil and Cap Haitien, where they teach how to grow, process, and cook moringa. Additionally, the moringa grown on site was given to the poor Haitian communities, orphans, and the elderly. However, the long-term path out of poverty remains in education, a difficult feat given that half of Haiti's primary and secondary schools were severely damaged or destroyed by the earthquake.
Christian school, and a normal day, the school can hold about 1 to 2,000 students. After the crisis, probably still have between 150 to 200 students still beneath the rumble. We're still waiting on the government or any organization to come and help them out.
Tzu Chi stepped in, hiring contractors with proven safety records. Tzu Chi plans to focus its long-term reconstruction on schools and is already far along in their reconstruction of the first series of schools governed by the Sisters of St. Anne.
Collège Marianne and the Secretarial School having offered so much over the years that they have been here, that in fact to build a future for Haiti, these schools would continue to contribute greatly to the restructuring of the country. And the problem was we lost 2 big schools.
The Collège Marianne is scheduled to be completed by January 2013 and the Secretarial School by May. Facts greeted by high spirits.
All the buildings which I designed and OECC constructed before the earthquake, all of them are all standing and no damage whatsoever. So it proves that they have done a wonderful job.
Right now, the most important is that because the structure is done, look, even the roof structure, now we just have to finish the interiors.
接着这就是说装修部分比较重。那边有2栋那个很大的大楼呢。
Everyone working in those tall buildings can see the process of the whole construction. They told us they can see it being built.
一直上来，他们都看得到，甚至我们隔。
The neighbors take notes and help keep track of how fast it's rising. They feel honored to be next to it.
与有荣焉，就说就在隔壁。
Creole, Taiwan, Buddhist, Catholic. It's a phenomenal undertaking to see cultures so different, whether it be because of our nationalities or because of our religions, able to focus on one thing in common, and that is to unlock the freedom for children is we must give them education.
Mr. Secretary of State, do you have a message for the Haitian who need this hope right now?
I am very happy you came up to the subject because at the end of it, we would like the Haitian people to take in hand their own destiny. We are not going to help them by giving them food, but by giving them not only hope, but teach him how to get this food. We're not going to give him a fish. We're going to teach him how to fish. And this way, and this is the only way that the Haitian people can get better, by choosing their own destiny. And that's why we're pushing them to do. And we are going to help them doing it until we get finally free as we were before.
Well, thank you so much again for having us, and I hope that in the future, maybe Pink and White, your foundation, can work with Tzu Chi Foundation.
I hope we work together. We are partners from now on, but we have so many things to do that I'm very happy that you offer your help. Thank you, Tzu Chi Foundation.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching us, and I'll see you next week.